the ball for the start of the third quarter of the 1961 Grand Final between Footscray and Hawthorn. The ball's into attack for Footscray. It's cleared out there wide on the half back flank by Stead Hay, and it's driven over the boundary line and out of bounds on the wing position. Bert Deacon.
Very interesting to note that Beamish is off the ground for Footscray. He's been replaced by Charlie Stewart from Shepparton, who gets his big chance this afternoon on the half-forward flank. Quarrel goes into the roving position in the forward pocket.
Right now, Footscray back into attack. The ball is out of bounds on the half-forward flank on the outer side of the ground. Bad luck for young Beamish to be injured in the last few seconds of the second quarter. There is the knockdown by Winicky of Hawthorn. It's on the ground. Player stacks on the mill. Nobody able to gain possession. There seems to be a little quarrel over it there between the Hawthorn and Footscray player. However, the free kick has been given to Brendan Edwards. He drives the Hawks well into attack. Down it goes, and the mark has been taken there in the centre half-forward position by John Winicky. Winicky drives, right foot kick, right down into the forward pocket. A chance for Graham Arthur to mark, and he does so. Graham, the Hawk skipper, coming in to take his kick right down into the teeth of goal. They set themselves up. They go, and the mark has been pulled down for Hawthorn by Hill. Hill has pulled it down. He is on an angle, as you can see there, only a few feet out from. Coming in to take his kick, tries to run around. He kicks, and yes, in the first few seconds of the third quarter, Hawthorn have booted a goal. They needed that one. Hawthorn 4-9 now. Footscray 5-5. Well, very quick to get away in the third quarter. The ball back in the centre. Umpire Frank Swab has possession. There's the bounce of the ball. Doesn't give Schultz the opportunity to do anything. Hawthorn into attack again down to their half-forward flank. Young Eon comes in, tries to push the ball on in front of him. It's punched away by Bernie Lee. Up to the wing position. Picked up now and driven right into attack. A chance for Peck to mark. No, it's dropped. Or rather, Hill to mark. It's dropped. Stacks on the mill now, and the free kick has been given to Hawthorn. It's Gary Young who has the free kick.
Mike, interesting to note again that Hill has been placed at full forward, and Peck has gone into the ruck along with Graham Arthur.
Well, Young thought it was his free, but it has been given to the young rover, Cunningham. Cunningham comes in to take his kick, and it's another one. What a fiery opening by the Hawks. There's the scoreboard. 5-9, 5-5, and Hawthorn has taken the lead. They've been struggling since the beginning of the match to get in front. Now they've managed it. Let's see if they can maintain it. There's the bounce. Schultz is swamped. However, it's McDonald who gets the ball. He can't kick it clear. Too many Hawks around him. It's on the ground, and the free kick is going Hawthorn's way. There's Cameron McDonald in the middle of an arguing group there. However, the ball's into attack once again for Hawthorn. Unable to mark as Bernie Lee. It's on the ground. Footscray now has the chance to clear. Holding the man must be given to Mervyn Hobbs in the back pocket. Hobbs, the Footscray rover, is in the back pocket now, defending along the grandstand wing or the members wing. Up they go. Nobody able to pull down. Morton Brown is in there for Hawthorn, but it's ruled over the line. There's a throw-in. Set themselves. Schultz once again is swamped. Too many Hawks around him. Eventually, Footscray clears right into the arms of Laurie, puts his left boot to it, drives down towards the forward pocket. Once again, it's out of bounds. In Hawthorn's forward pocket. Well, they've opened with a mighty burst, the Hawks. Schultz is into it once again. Hill in there with him. Law has the opportunity to pick up, can't do so. Footscray trying hard. In comes Johnny Hoyles meeting solidly. There is Peck. Is grabbed while not in possession and will take the free kick. John Peck is on the half-forward flank on the member side of the ground. Long way out from goal, but he'll put it right down into the scoring zone. Johnny Peck His kick, it's a beauty. It's lobbed right in the teeth of goals. Up they go. Nobody able to pull it down. Cunningham comes in. Can't pick it up. Stacks on the mill. Players everywhere. Eventually, Schultz of Footscray gets his boot to it and puts it through for 1 point for Hawthorn. He tried to drive round, but just couldn't turn quickly enough or far enough, and scored a point for Hawthorn. Bernie Lee now about to take the kick out for the Bulldogs. Favouring the members' side, or virtually up the centre, and the mark has been pulled down here by Gary Young. Well, it's all Hawthorn so far in the third quarter. Gary Young is about 50 yards out from goal. His kick, it's a beauty. It's a ripper, this kick. Up they go. It's almost marked right in the teeth of goals there. But eventually it's Law trying to get his foot to it. Can't do so. He's tackled by players right, left and centre. And eventually it's kicked. Snapped up very quickly. And kicked by Graham Arthur. A captain's effort from the skipper of the Hawks.
I think John Kennedy's instructions at half-time to the Hawthorn boys must have been, we've got to stop Schultz, and that's just exactly what they're doing. They've swung John Peck into the ruck, as I suggested before, and that's had the desired effect on Schultz.
Well, true, Bert. Every time Schultz goes for a hit out, he is completely swamped by Hawthorn players. There he goes again, 2 players against Johnny Schultz. However, it's Footscray into attack now. Teddy Whitten trying to do his best, and receives the free kick. He tried hard to break clear then, eventually got the free kick, drives up towards the centre half forward position. Slattery comes out, unable to hold it. The ball is on the ground. In they come. Cleared. Schultz is in there for Footscray. Can't bend down quickly enough. Kicked out to Charlie Stewart. He swings around. His left foot drives out towards the forward pocket. Slattery's up there for Footscray and pulls down a magnificent mark. Well, it's a long way out from goals. Good 50 yards out. But Footscray badly need this goal to settle themselves down. They've been jumped right at the start of the third quarter. His kick, it's right up into the forward pocket. Nobody able to pull it down. Hawthorn has the opportunity to clear here. Poole's in there for them. Eventually stacks on the mill once again over the boundary line and out. Herbie Kent about to throw in now. There's his throw. Whitten's in the ruck for Footscray, but it's Winicky who gets the knockdown. Footscray through. McCullough has the opportunity. Spargo's there. He's grabbed by about half a dozen Hawthorn players. Eventually it's MacArthur who gets his boot to it, drives it down towards the wing position. It's picked up there, but the free kick has been given to Hawthorn, and the crowd doesn't seem to agree with that one at all. On the outer side of the ground, the ball about to be cleared by Brendan Edwards. He's almost in the back pocket. Gives you some idea of the territory this fellow's covering today. Up they go, and the mark has been pulled down again by Mort Brown. He drives Hawthorn right into attack. Oh, the mark is missed there. Mort comes in, has grabbed. No free kick given. However, it's Schultz now who comes in, picks the ball up from the bounce, drives out towards the half-back flank on the outer side of the ground. Gardner comes in, chips in, gets his boot to it, sends it towards the centre. It's all Hawthorn there in the centre. Too many of them, though. They spoil each other. Eventually, McCullough gets his boot to it, sends it over towards Charlie Stewart. Hawthorn into it again. Tim Cunningham gets his boot to it, has grabbed, and free kick for holding the ball apparently against Cunningham, and Charlie Stewart will take it.
Thought it was a little bit high, Mike, then, but still, nevertheless, to Footscray's advantage.
There's the kick to the forward pocket, and Mr. Football comes in, makes position well, unattended, takes the mark. Teddy Whitten looking for Slattery now, too high for Slattery. Slattery gets up, it's knocked away by Killicane and goes over the boundary line, out in front of the Graysmith stand. Between the half-forward flank and the forward pocket for the Bulldogs, desperately trying to put one through. Whitten comes in, gets the knockdown. Footscray trying hard to get the break. And the free kick must go Hawthorn's way to Cam McPherson. Cam McPherson between the back pocket and half-back flank in front of the Graysmith stand. His kick, it's a punt kick coming towards the wing position. Players set themselves up, they go. Nobody able to pull it down. Johnny Hoyles is in there, miles out of position. The ball is coming towards the boundary line. Uren hooks it back. It's picked up, however, by Bernie Lee. He's way up from goal, or rather Gillard. way up from his position. And there the mark is taken in the centre-half back position for Footscray by Barry Ian. Barry in the centre-half back position, coming in now to take his kick. Put Footscray into attack. His kick, not a good one, towards the centre-half forward. The mark is pulled down there for Hawthorn by John Winicky. Great shout from the crowd, who didn't agree that that should have been a mark. However you saw it on your television screens, what do you think? Hawthorn into attack. The ball on the ground. There is Ian Mort struggling hard to stop the Footscray player from getting his kick. In comes Cameron McDonald, and I think, no, he doesn't get the free kick at all. Play on, calls Frank Swab. Well, that was a funny one. Play on, and what's he going to do with it now? He's going to bounce the ball there right in the centre of the ground, or just wide of the centre. There's the knockout taken by Cameron McDonald. The kicked off the boot of Brendan Edwards. Schultz knocks the ball away now. Footscray has the chance to clear here. There are plenty of them. It's young Barry Ian who gets it. Drives up towards the centre position. It's Uren in charge now. Gets his left foot to it. Drives it to the forward pocket. Charlie Evans coming into it. Bumps Cunningham out the way and fumbles the mark himself. Plenty of Footscray, plenty of Hawthorn, but the ball beats them all.
Well, it's certainly Hawthorn's quarter at the moment, Mike.
There's a throw in now. Up they go. Hill fails to get the knockdown. However, it's Law who eventually gets his boot to it. Drives it towards the forward pocket. And Arthur isn't quick enough, but he eventually gains possession, poises himself, kicks. And the ball is out of bounds.
Yes, Mike, as I said, it's all Hawthorn at the moment. They've pulled this game right up level with Footscray, just a shade in front of them. And Footscray letting the game slip away from them.
Well, now there it is, a throw in Hawthorn's forward pocket. The knockout by Footscray, and the free kick will go to Bernie Lee, the fullback who went for the hit. Bernie Lee coming in now. Right foot kick, it goes up where the mark is pulled down brilliantly by Colin Uren on the half-forward flank. Uren, his kick is a bad one off the side of the boot. However, it almost gives Ian Mort the opportunity to mark. They're into attack through Gary Young, the Hawks. It comes down to the full forward position. Hill can't quite gain possession. It's kicked off the ground there by... They're trying to work that one out. Trying to pick up that player. It was Ian Mort. Mort, who battled hard to get it, eventually kicked it off the ground, and Hawthorn have gone further in the lead in this grand final between Footscray and Hawthorn.
Well, that's the sort of goal, Mike, that can win premierships. A brilliant goal by Ian Mort, and now Hawthorn are not to be denied this quarter. They're back into attack again, however, as a free kick going against them here. It'll be taken by Footscray around about the centre of the ground, I think. Let's have a look at the general picture here. Is Gardner? No, it's the other rover. Hobbs is on the ground. That's number 2, Hobbs, with the trainers running out to him there. However, Footscray are into attack, down to the centre-half forward position, but coming in from behind is a beautiful mark by MacArthur of Hawthorn. MacArthur gets the ball back to his own centre-half forward position. Gary Young is battling there, kicks it further down towards the goals. Last line of defence. Hill flies very high, can't mark the ball, can't take it. Cunningham picks up and has a snapshot, but it's 1 point only. Well, Hawthorn worked that ball back to their own territory very, very quickly indeed there to put another point on the board. 53 points to 35 in favour of Hawthorn at this stage in the third quarter. Now the ball's back with Bernie Lee, who's kicking towards the outer side of the ground. Footscray, another bad kick from Bernie Lee along the ground. Lets Hawthorn in through Cunningham here. He's caught, brought down to the ground, overrun. However, still Hawthorn are into attack. Oh, see that... Brendan Edwards go down there. Teddy Whitten ran straight into him. Graham Arthur wasn't Brendan Edwards. Anyways, on the ground. A very, very solid one from Teddy Whitten. Up again. Trainer rushes across to him. He gets the free kick anyway. It's Brendan Edwards, yes. Well, he's within... No, he put the ball, I would say, into the goal square. He probably won't quite get the distance from here. There's his drop kick down towards the 10-yard line, but it's marked by Hawthorn there. Well, they can't go wrong at the moment. Ian Mort has marked. Morton Brown has marked. Now Brown is well within kicking distance on a very, very slight angle, only about 25 to 30 yards out. runs in, takes his kick. Oh, it's a shocking kick. Hawthorn had another chance to mark there, but it's forced off the hands of the pack, out of bounds, right near the behind post.
Well, Jeff, they should have gone for the kill with that one, shouldn't they?
Well, they're opening up a nice break, though, at this stage, and they've had all the play in this quarter. Reg, well, there's Charlie Evans trying to get his team out of trouble, but even he doesn't seem to be able to do much at this stage. Yes, he does. He spun out beautifully then, got the ball down to where Ian Law is met solidly by Gardner. Gardner still coming through, picks up the ball, hand passes across, where Footscray at last are out of trouble. Charlie Stewart's running in for them there, tapping the ball in front of him, falls over, gets up, hand passes out of trouble eventually across to where there's a chance for Bryant. But Bryant's going to take a free kick, I think, yes. Back the ball comes to Bryant. Takes the free kick at the centre wing position. It's a short pass, but oh, it's all Hawthorn. Very foolish football by Footscray at this stage of the game. John Winicky marking there in the back pocket. Coming well out from the back pocket when he marked. Another mark to Hawthorn. I would think that umpire Schwab will play it, bring the ball back, although it's, yes, he is. He's bringing it back. Play has gone on right down to the forward pocket, but it's stopped in the centre of the ground for Graham Arthur to take a free kick for Hawthorn. There he is, right alongside Brendan Edwards, who's taking a little bit of a rest there. Got a nasty knock a little while back. Oh, it can't go wrong at the moment. Cunningham, Hawthorn can't go wrong. Cunningham, the ball right down his throat. He's marked on the half-forward flank. Dodges round his man on the mark. Hand passes across to Gary Young. Gary Young sets himself, runs in, kicks at goal, and it looks as though it'll be a behind. Yes, 1 point only. It's all Hawthorn, and I venture to say, Reg, at this stage, they should be many, many goals in front.
Yes, Jeff, I think that they've set the real pattern they wanted this quarter, and they've taken this game right away from Footscray to go from a 10 or 12 point lead down to 10 or 12 points up. And at the moment, they are playing much better.
They're playing very, very much harder, too, with 17 minutes of the quarter gone. Footscray still battling desperately there to get the ball out of Hawthorn territory, but without much success at this stage. Look at those Hawthorn Guernseys, those stripes are everywhere. There's another kick for goal. I think it might have been touched. Yes, the umpire taps his hand and signals that that kick of Cooper's was touched on the way through. 1 point only. Well, still they bombard the goals, Reg.
Yes, Jeff, if they could only make goals, they'll clinch this game in this quarter if they haven't already clinched it. Kick off by Burnley is quite a good one, right out the outer flank, but I'm afraid Hawthorn are going to take this again. And Hawthorn have marked is about 55 yards out in the presence of Cooper.
Well, we'll see if Cooper can put it right back in the 10-yard square again. He should from here. His kick is a low, long drop kick. Nice mark, I think, taken. No mark. Play on. Footscray are out of trouble through Evans, Charlie Evans. Back pocket player, only to see Hawthorn marking again out there through Fisher on the wing, is it? No, it's one of the half-forward flankers, I think. Anyway, the kick is back into attack. Comes Hawthorn. It's incessant. Oh, very, very high goes Peck, and off the hands of the pack. The ball goes through for another point to Hawthorn.
7-14, not good kicking, Jeff, is it?
No, it is not good kicking. They've had all the play. They've had 21 shots to 10, 7-14 to 5-5, and all the play this quarter.
I don't think that breeze has changed at all to give them this opportunity. I think they're really playing at the moment better.
Well, if it has, they'll lead all these points on the board for that final quarter, I would think. Footscray can't do a thing right. Hawthorn back into attack again. It's going perilously close and hits the post. It's a poster. Look, you can see that post. You can still see it shaking slightly. There it goes. The left-hand side goal post shaking away there. Look at it. From a hit high up near the top.
They're just too wide sometimes, aren't they?
Well, there's another one. 7:15 on the board. Hawthorn 5-5. Footscray. Bernie Lee's kick this time, at least it gets height, but still no distance. He's not getting any distance at all on the kickoff. There's a fine mark by Gardner for Footscray. Gardner coming in from behind took a very nice mark indeed. I would say that Footscray have had very, very little of the ball in the air or even on the ground too this quarter. Gardner. His kick is a long, low one out to the outer wing position. We're waiting behind as a chance for Eon to put his team into attack. He does so, but the ball will elude them on the half-forward flank and go over the line for a throw-in on the outer side of the ground in Footscray's half-forward position. Well, now they've got a chance to force the ball a little forward, Footscray. One of the few times they'll have been down there this quarter, but Schultz is being badly beaten in the ruck. There's the knockdown again. Hello, free kick. to Schultz. Well, he wasn't beaten that time because he comes out of it with a free kick. He was beaten for the knockout, but he gets the kick. I've just had handed to me an interesting statistic on this quarter. Hawthorn have taken 14 marks, Footscray have taken 4. That's the pattern of the quarter. Now the ball is in Footscray's territory, and they have a chance here, but no, it's kicked away again by Kane, the fullback for Hawthorn, to Schultz, and Schultz has marked. Well, now, he'll put the ball well down. He's a little bit closer this time than his last one. He'll put it... No, he just with a short pass, and it's a bad one. It's an ill-directed short pass, which Uren picks up, handballs back again into almost the same position that Schultz kicked it to find Edwards with the ball. Brendan Edwards puts his team right out of trouble after a very foolish short pass by Schultz to the centre-half forward position, which was completely vacant. There's Hoyles getting caught in possession of the ball, but he gets away with it, and the ball goes over the boundary line for a throw-in on the centre wing position, outer side of the ground.
At the moment, Jeff, Hawthorn seem to be beating Footscray for pace, don't you think?
Well, they might have taken a little bit of the pace out of Footscray, I think, because they came in at the start of this quarter and played it extremely hard and fast, and they've gone for the ball much better than they have in the other quarters, Reg.
Oh, very much, yes.
Well, there's a nasty clash while we were talking down there, and Fisher is on the receiving end of it. And a free kick is being paid further downfield. And Mort will take it. Well, you can always tell which team are trailing, the team that gives those away, Reg.
Yes, that's a bad fault.
And look what it's resulted in.
Marked by Brown.
Brown has marked right in front, and he's only 25, 30 yards out, directly in front. Ideal kicking conditions, and I venture to say he'll have no difficulty in putting this right through the centre. And there's another goal on the board for Hawthorn. Make no mistake about it whatsoever.
Well, Jeff, I would say that this is a really killing quarter as far as Hawthorn are concerned.
Well, it's a bad quarter as far as Footscray are concerned. Mike, come in and see if you can do any good for them.
Bring them a bit of luck, Jeff. Well, it looks as if the Hawks, they started off brilliantly. They've maintained that brilliance there. Schultz does get the knockdown eventually. And the free kick is going Footscray's way to the young fellow who is roving now, Johnny Quarrell. Quarrell's left foot kick right up to the scoring position. Whitten flies high, unable to pull it down. The ball's on the ground. Everybody trying to get a go at it. Eventually it's kicked off by Colin Uren out towards the wing position. In comes, who was that? Gardner, rather. Gardner kicks it up towards the forward pocket. A chance for Footscray to come in there. However, Ian Law gains possession. Gardner flies high on that wing position on the outer side of the ground. It's Spargo who has it. He's grabbed as he kicks. And here's a chance for Footscray to score. The ball goes right up to the teeth of goals. Whitten is in there. He can't get the ball. Eventually throws the Footscray man to the ground. The ball is cleared out of danger for the Hawks as the mark is taken right out there on the half-back flank. Fisher it was who took that. However, it's Hawthorn into attack again, coming down towards the centre-half forward position. The Footscray backs hotly pressed now. Hardly seem to know what to do in this position. Eventually, it's kicked out of the way by Johnny Hoyles. And Footscray are out of danger. The ball going towards Footscray's half-forward flank. Here's a chance for them now. It's picked up by McCullough. McCullough drives towards the forward pocket, but it goes out of bounds once again in Footscray's forward pocket on the outer side of the ground. Footscray badly need a couple of quickies here to put them right back into the game. Waiting for the throw in there. It's Winicky who gets the knockdown. However, it's sharked by Footscray. Nobody can actually break clear. Over to Spargo. He gets his foot to it, drives it up to the teeth of goals. Knocked away there by Killer Kane. Hawthorn once again have the opportunity. Footscray in possession. Stacks on the mill. Umpire Swab calls play on. The ball is kicked right up to the teeth of goals once again. Stewart has the opportunity. He leaves it go. Slattery comes in. And Bryant now is in the race for the ball. Can he pick it up? He's trundling it on in front of him despite hot opposition. Oh, golly, it's very, very hot indeed for the Footscray bloke. Spargo gets it, drives it up towards the forward pocket. It goes out of bounds in front of the Graysmith stand.
Well, a couple of observations, Mike. I think that Whitten and Schultz particularly has gone out of the game. And I think that Footscray, unfortunately, are using a little bit too much vigour.
There's a throw in. Up goes Teddy Whitten. He gets it, knocks it in towards the goal square, but it's picked up by Poole and driven over the boundary line once again. just near the behind post in Footscray's forward pocket in front of the Gray Smith stand. Waiting for the throw in now. Here it comes. Teddy Whitten's in there. John Winicky for Footscray. It's Whitten who grabs the ball, kicks, and 1 point only. A great try by the Footscray captain and coach. Didn't bother knocking it down. Actually, there was nobody in a good position to receive the ball. There is the scoreboard. 8-15 Hawthorn, 5-6 Footscray. Killer Kane, the Hawthorn fullback, will take the kick out. By the look of the players, he'll try the members' wing. There's his kick. Not a very good one. It's a drop kick. Up goes Johnny Schultz. Can't mark. Knocks it down. Schultz is still battling on to gain possession. In comes Ian Law. Hobbs is in there for Footscray. Eventually, it's picked up by Cameron McDonald, and the free kick has been given Footscray's way to John Schultz. Schultz is a fair distance out from goal. There's his kick. It's a punt kick off the side of the boot, a shocker, and it's over the boundary line and out in Footscray's forward pocket. In front of the Gray Smith stand. There's a throw in. Whitten's in there again for Footscray. It's Winicky who gets a knockdown, however. Very good knockdown to Cam McPherson. In comes Schultz with the opportunity of marking a clash of players there. Uren comes in, playing a great game now. Uren battles the ball on in front of him. Morton Brown has the opportunity. Escapes the Footscray hands that come out to meet him. Drives Hawthorn into attack. It's picked up by Ware in defence, though. Driven towards the centre of the ground. Footscray once again into attack. They're trying hard, but there's the mark taken in defence by Law. Law, the Hawthorn rover, defending now. His kick up towards the centre of the ground. Young knocks the ball over towards the half-forward flank. An opportunity for Ian Mort. He's hotly pressed by two Footscray players, and Mort will take the free kick. Mort, he wastes no time. Puts it right down into the scoring area, where a glorious mark is pulled down by Bob Ware of Footscray. High over the top of his Hawthorn opponent. Ware coming out now, trying the outer side of the ground. All Hawthorn there. Well, no play on, calls umpire Swab. What has he done? Well, the players were a bit unsure of that, and eventually the ball comes down to Hawthorn scoring territory, but once again the attack is repelled by Bob Ware. Taken quite a few marks there in the last few minutes. Ware, he drives to the centre of the ground. Schultz comes in. Oh, had it been a plum pudding, he would have been in trouble. Went all over the place. John Schultz not playing up to his form of the first half. However, Footscray into attack. Out to the half-forward flank. Everybody trying to get it. Eventually, it's McCullough who does get his boot to the ball. Comes over towards the opposite half-forward flank. Charlie Stewart comes in, kicks towards goal. And eventually, it's kicked out of danger by Cooper of Hawthorn, however, marked on the half-forward flank for Footscray by McCullough. McCullough on the half-forward flank. Marked in front of Steadhay then. Waiting for him to come in and take his kick. Footscray must be very worried at this stage of the game. There's the kick, right up to the teeth. Up they go. The mark, virtually uncontested, is pulled down by John Winicky. Winicky runs around, drives along the outer stand there. A chance for Footscray to come in again. Gardner has it, fumbles around, tries to be tricky, is grabbed. He's down on the ground now as play goes on. Hawthorn into attack. Schultz almost pulled that one down in defence, but Hawthorn have the opportunity here. Gary Young picks up, drives down towards goal. Hill sets himself. Oh, everybody out of position, nobody at home. The ball is on the ground. It's picked up by Cunningham, it looks like, is it? No, it's Morton Brown. Morton Brown picks it up and puts it through for another goal to the Hawks. Oh, goodness me, Bert. Would you say it looks all over?
Well, I'd say so, Mike. They've got a definite big grip on the game, Hawthorn. They're playing well. Footscray, whatever they're doing wrong, Footscray. And Hawthorn have put on 6 goals up until now in this quarter.
This is the quarter. Well, there's another knock. Hawthorn, as you can see, they're playing with tremendous confidence now. Footscray can't do a thing right, but just as I said that, you rendered the wrong thing. Teddy Whitten marks there. Lovely kick up by Spargo. Teddy Whitten marks, has the opportunity to score his side's first goal for this quarter. It's up to the skipper now. Comes in, takes his kick, and it's there. It's a major for the Bulldogs. Well, when we said that this possibly could be Hawthorn's, the premiership, not so much on the scoreboard, Bert, I think on the way they're playing.
There's no doubt about that, Mike. They've taken the game right up and right past Footscray now. That was a tremendous effort by Whitten. He's kicked 3 of their 6 goals. A real personal triumph for Ted, but his side's not playing well enough around him.
All right, let's see if they can come back into it. There's the siren for the end of the third quarter in the 1961 grand final between Hawthorn and Footscray.